What is up, run fans? Welcome back to Light It Up with me, Sam, and you join me on a beautiful Saturday morning, and we're down at the local Tilgate Parkrun. Now, we've got the London X Asics 10K tomorrow, and we're going to be taking it relatively easy today. Negative split. We're going to start at the back, pick our way through, and see what sort of stories come up as we're running around. But I'm going to definitely pick it up towards the end, bit of a leg loosener, because tomorrow is going to be a big effort, because I want to see, my whole training series is about having 10 weeks to get a new 10k PB coming back from injury, and so tomorrow is sort of the measurement stick of which I will judge how far I've got to go over the next sort of 8 weeks or so. So 2 weeks into the training, I've been walking around Disneyland Paris for the last 4 days, about 25,000 steps at a time, and so I'm pretty cooked, I'm not gonna lie. So today's just a little leg loosener and we'll see how it goes. But walking around, basically doing a half marathon every day and standing on your 2 feet for about 14 hours a day is no joke. Respect to everyone who's done that, especially with more than one child, because that man-to-man marking must be pretty intense, not gonna lie. So let's see how we get on today. Make sure you subscribe. We're going for 2,000 subscribers by Copenhagen Half Marathon, which is in a few weeks' time, and I massively would appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's been getting involved. Check out the training series going on, where I explain more about what is going on with all my training at the moment. But sit back and enjoy this park run. Yeah. Here we go then, run fans. We have got an absolute blistering start, as you can see here at the bottom start line of Tilgate. I'm sure if you've watched my other videos before, you'll know there's a top start line and a bottom start line for different speeds, and I've joined in with the bottom one because I'm planning on going a little bit easy today, because tomorrow, the Sunday, I've got the London Asics 10K, which I mentioned just before earlier in the video. So the plan for this park run is to start nice and easy, and that's why I started further back, and it will force me to keep that easy pace. As you can see, we're at about 5:30 per kilometre, which, to be fair, is probably a little bit quicker than what I wanted to go in the first place. As I said, been at Disney all week. We had a wicked time, but it is mentally and physically exhausting because you are around so many people all the time. It is just so packed. We were meant to go in March, but my daughter broke her foot sadly and we moved it, and it was very hot and a lot of walking, but the roller coasters were wicked. We had a very fun time. So Orange Shirt Man on the left, keep an eye on him, because we're going to end up exchanging places a few times during this run as he comes back through on the outside. Maybe he's doing a bit of a negative split just like me, but as you can see, the weather is beautiful this morning, and it is one of the clubs I run with, Pound Hill Pounders. It's their Grand Prix, one of their Grand Prix events where they all race, and depending on who comes where, you get points, and it leads towards a total league table and stuff like that. I'm not really taking part in that because I've not done any of the races and I'm not going flat out, but it's great to see so many people giving it a go. Like Mark just up ahead, he's an absolute legend. He's just done like 4 marathons in 4 days, and he's up ahead of me on this park run, showing me a clean pair of heels. As we enter this narrower part of Tilgate Park, going round the first loop, and me and Orange Shirt Guy are going to have to try and pick our way through, but I don't want to go too much too soon. We're taking it easy. We have to remember that. I think it's really fun for me to do park runs at different speeds, because you get to see the sort of experience of all different ranges of people doing these events, and certainly in sort of the mid-pack here, it is so busy, and on these narrow paths of Tilgate, it's a lot more to think about than when you're more towards the front where there's sort of less people. As we hit that first K in a 5:41. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just, yeah, mentally, there's all sorts of things going on. People at different speeds trying to get past each other. Good practice for the bigger sort of events. But yeah, absolutely, mentally, you've got to be on top of your game to not fall into a lake. Hitting the first of the 2 major climbs at Tilgate Parkrun, and this one's called Azalea, and it's pretty long, and it does get into the double digits, goes up to about 15%, and because I'm coming back from an Achilles injury, this is a little bit of a scary time. I've not done any hill running whatsoever, so I'm taking it super conservatively. up here because I don't want to flare up those angry Achilles. I've been doing some really good rehab, taking it nice and easy, slowly building up, and so a sudden spike in hill running might tip it over the edge. So I'm being very, very sensible here as we go round towards the top, nice and steep, and we've got to push on once we get to the top of this, and we're going to start picking up the pace. But as you can see, my heart rate is 177, and that is correct because I've got a heart rate strap. It just shows I'm absolutely knackered from this week as St John's ambulance man. I remember watching him do this. He's doing a masterclass in overtaking. He's going left and right round the benches, making sure that he's not getting in anyone's way and going through in a really, really quick and efficient way. Love to see that. There's your first mile then for all you mileage weirdos. It's a 9:10 and we come to a complete stop here. Now, when I'm going for it, I jump around this wall here, but I thought it was sort of bad etiquette to jump in front of someone at this stage of the parkrun today. So we just had a little rest, had a little walk, but that has absolutely killed our average pace. We've got to try and scrape some of that back as we go downhill now and head up to Chevron, the second and the nastiest of the two climbs. Coming down the hill then, and our second kilometre, we are ticking off in a 5:28, so we've definitely picked up the pace, and that's including that first hill as well. So we're slowly moving up, but I'm not gonna lie, it was hurting more than it should be. So yeah, the heat, the whatever you've had going on in the week, the different stresses of work and life and stuff like that definitely affect your performance. So sometimes you're on a good day, sometimes you're on a bad day, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, to quote a famous EPO specialist. But yeah, it is what it is, and we're out here having a good time. Be sure to follow me on Strava and Instagram. It's at Light It Up, yeah. And if you're feeling extra generous, give me a shout on the subscription of the channel. That would be really, really cool. Subscribe now. We're trying to get to 2,000 before Copenhagen Half Marathon, which is on the 14th of September, to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of this channel. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been getting involved, liking videos, subscribing, commenting, coming up to me. I had a load of people come up to me today at Tilgate. It was lovely to chat to you all. I hope you all had a good parkrun as well. Never be afraid to come up to me. I'm always happy for a chat. It's great to meet people and build that community. Right, here comes the Chevron, the naughty one. Oh, look at that percentage in the top right hand corner, up to 15%. We've got people being sensible and walking it. You know, that's also a good strategy for some people. I prefer just to get up it as quickly as possible, but not today. I'm looking after those Achilles, so I'm tentatively getting up it as gently as I can and then picking up that pace afterwards. So yeah, each to their own, but this is working for me today. Approaching the 3rd kilometre then, and this little legend is absolutely flying. He's making his dad pick up the pace here down the hill, and these two guys are having a nice chat to them as well. I just absolutely love the parkrun community vibe. It's very wholesome and very nice indeed. And that 3rd kilometre is in a 5:16, so the negative split continues. I'm checking my watch. I'm not doing a naked parkrun this time where I have no data on my watch whatsoever. I'm doing it by feel. I'm just getting the laps in and just slowly picking out bit by bit. And now Tilgate comes into its own because it's all downhill in the second half or flat, and we join and we do one more loop of the lake for that finishing 2k, and I'm going to slowly but surely pick up that pace, and I can see a few of my club mates up ahead that I'm going to try and chase down and get in front of. This is the point where I decide that I'm actually going to start pushing on now and try and pick up the pace to try and get that feeling back into my legs of having a little bit of speed ready for Sunday. Let's see if it works. As you can see, that pace slowly dropping. Hopefully we're going to get into the 4s, and we're going to maybe do a sub 5 minute 4th K, and then maybe a close to a 4 minute 5th K, just to see how it feels. I'm going to guess probably not great. And look who we have here. We have Orange Shirt Man that I've caught up to again. And we've got Ali and Sarah from Pound Hill Pounders. Couple of legends running really well as well. They're going at great speed. So they did a very good park run too. And I'm telling them, come on, we've got to catch Chris, who's just up ahead. I did a video with Chris where I did a first half marathon that he's ever done with him, and I paced him. And he's getting faster and faster. But I've decided now, right, I'm going to track Orange Shirt Man, and I'm going to see if I can outdo Mr. Tango. Here is the 4th kilometre then, and it's a 4:47. Very nice indeed. Can we drop below a 4:20 for this last K? And as you can see, I see that on my watch, and I start to wind it up ever so slightly again. I'm at 180 BPM. My body's like, what is going on here? We are tired, but we've got to push through safely, and we've got to try and get up to Chris just ahead. He's in the red shorts. Can we track him down before the park run is over? We've caught up to Chris then, and we have a little chat to him, and then we get on going. I probably should have just gone straight through and tried to keep the pace up, but I'm in a chatty mood. I'm not going for anything crazy today, and so we had a little gas, and that gave Mr. Orange Shirt Man the chance to get back ahead. It is game on, mano a mano. Who will take the crown? Coming over the bridge then for the final time. We've only got about 500 meters left to go, but I am absolutely feeling it. You can see it in my heart rate as well. I've not got that much left to give, but you can always find that little bit extra in that final 400 meter kick. And I decide I'm going to get ahead of Orange Shirt Man, and I'm going to lead it out. I was tempted for the content to just stay behind him and then have a bit of a sprint as I go around the outside here, getting in that guy's way. I do apologise to that man. But now we're on to the final stretch as Orange Shirt comes back round. I'm at 186 BPM. Am I going to be able to get him? Is it going to be in my control whatsoever? Is he just going to absolutely tango me here? I'm just tracking him. I'm not doing anything crazy. There's lots of people on their final run in, and also these people are also on their final lap the other way round. So you've got people of all different paces going on as we decide. He goes to the right, I go to the left, and I start to wind it up, just like Gabe did in a previous Tilgate video where Darren was running with him and he kicked on hard from further out, and I thought I would give an homage to him and I would go a little bit early. So ignore that time, we're under the trees, the GPS is all wrong. I decide to, instead of leaving it to a final little sprint finish at the very end as we hit that 3rd mile in 7:19, I decide to kick a little bit early as I go around the left of this guy. He does apologise because he went to the left as well. Completely my fault again. You just got to try and, you know, make yourself go round as wide as possible to give everyone the space they deserve. And through this kick then, are we going to see Orange Shirt Guy come back through, or am I going to be able to stay ahead? Now it does get a little bit busy here, and I end up going round the bench, cutting the corner ever so slightly. That's completely my bad. Squeezing between the bin and the West Ham Shirt Man. We get to the duck thing, and again I go to the left, but someone's on the bench. I don't want to trip over them, so I end up having to go all the way around the outside into the 3:26s, and that 5th K is 4:22. Not bad at all. I'll take that. I'm very happy with that indeed. And we end up with a 25:44. Considering the first couple of Ks, we pick it up a little bit, and that's not too bad at all. Happy with that. Didn't go too much. Well, I did go into the red, but I didn't go into the red as far as any injuries or stuff were going. And then I lived to run another day. Yeah, so happy with that. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, because it will make a massive difference and it really, really helps. If you're enjoying the videos, do like them, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah.
There we have it then, run fans. Tilgate Parkrun in the bag. Got through it nice and easy. Picked up a little bit. All good. Nice little leg loosener. I mean, I am toast still after this busy week. So tomorrow, who knows? I mean, that video is going to come out before this one. So if you haven't watched it yet, please do check it out. And if you have watched it already, thank you very much. Hopefully I do myself proud, don't get injured, and put a semi-decent time up that I'm happy with. I'm going to say it now, 44 and under would be amazing. And if I'm not completely feeling it and I don't want to put too much strain on myself, I'll just run it in an easier time, which is fine. It's all just building up towards the training. So yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. It means a massive, massive amount to me, and I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, catch you next time. Yeah.